What's up, YouTube? Coming at you with a 2021 ride, first impressions review of a 2021 KRX 1000. So I just picked this thing up last week. Haven't had a lot of wheel time with it. I think I got about, 20 miles on it or so, something like that. I just wanted to give my first impressions on it. I was really torn on buying this or the Yamaha R-Max. I decided to buy this because I think, the base price for the Wolverine and even the next step up, for the XTR, it's like $22,000, so it's like $1,500 cheaper. For the KRX, just, it comes in one form pretty much outside of the special edition with the radio or the trail edition with the winch and the roof and all that good stuff on it. But I think bang for the buck, you're getting a whole lot more machine. So I chose to go this route. And I'm glad that I did, really. I mean, I went and looked at both units, and I sat in the R-Max. To me, it felt small. It felt like it was tight and cramped. When I sat in this thing, feel like you got plenty of room. Obviously, it's a big boy. Overall, I'm glad that I made the choice that I did. I'm really impressed with everything about it, except for the roll cage. It just seems to me that Kawasaki, they overbuild their units. They did the same thing with the KRX. I mean, everything on the original KRX, the little brother of this, was just extremely beefy and solid and built, and they had just this chintzy little roll cage on there. And I feel it's the same way. I mean, it's a nice roll cage, but it's just thin and tinny and junky, just like the one on the KRX. You come over here to my buddy's Honda Talon, and I mean, this is made with, real tube steel. It's thick, it's heavy. If you roll it over, you might bend it, but it's not going to totally probably snap in half like this. Now, I've seen some videos on YouTube of a KRX that rolled end over end, and it didn't do any damage to the roll cage, which completely surprised me. But then I also just recently seen another video on YouTube of a KRX that rolled on its side. Now, they said that they was going about 20-25 mile an hour when they rolled it. Rolled on its side, and it pretty much shifted everything over this way. The roll cage was bent. A lot of people commented on the post and was like, it looks like your roll bar's bent. And they was like, yeah, we're kind of in agreement. Anyway, I mean, so far that's literally my only complaint. I have done some research, and there's aftermarket cages for it. I used to be an iron worker, so they got the ones that come weld ready, or they got them completely welded and ready for you, but the price is substantially higher. I think the weld ready is like $800 for the cage, and the ones that are already pre-welded are like $1,700, and then you can get the ones that are already welded and powder coated, but they're like $2,300. So I can't remember the name of the manufacturer. I'll try and find out who it is and post it in the link, post a link below or something like that. But everything on this is super beefy. I mean, the A-arms, the shocks. A lot of people are complaining about the metal footboards and, the underneath because of the excess noise, when you're out on the trails. But you know what? I would rather have metal than plastic. A lot of people, running trees running up through their floorboards. That's not going to happen with that. So I'm pretty happy that they stuck with that, just like they did on the original KRX. I did recently just pick up a sport roof for it. I'm having a hard time finding any kind of accessories for this because these things are flying off the shelves. Everybody's buying them up like hotcakes. I don't know if it's because of the Biden bucks or, the extra unemployment where everybody's getting all this money from, but I paid cash for this one, and I could not get a dealership in Ohio to give me any kind of price cut. It took me almost 3 months just to find a green one because I don't care for the blue at all. If I'm going to buy a Kawasaki, I want Kawasaki green. And like I said, I just don't care for that blue at all. I think it makes the unit look, I don't know, I can't even describe it. Anyway, I picked up this sport roof. It was 310 bucks plus cash. The roof, I like it. It conforms nice. It fits good. But the only thing that I don't like is the way that these brackets mount here. They're just, screws that are about that long that go up in there. And you got to really be careful when you're tightening them down, or you can strip them out, because it's just a metal screw going into plastic. I think they could have done something a little better there with the price that you're paying for the roof. Maybe put some metal inserts in so you can use regular machine screws. But, such is life. I didn't want to spend $500 on the premium roof that has the sunroof down the middle. Really, I think that's kind of overkill. It looks cool, and you can get it color matched with the machine, but it really wasn't that important to me. The only other accessories that I'm going to buy for this is probably the front sport bumper and the headlight guards. Probably going to buy the rear sport bumper with the tail light guards, and I haven't decided, but I haven't decided which outfit I'm going to get, which is I'm either going to get the Kawasaki Click 6 harnesses, which I like because they're retractable, so it makes it a little more enjoyable when you're riding, but I don't know if I'm going to go that route because they're $600, and you can get it set up a whole lot cheaper than that. Overall, though, this thing is super beefy. It's buttery smooth. When you get in here, you put this thing in gear, you just barely touch the pedal, and it's taken off. Yeah, it doesn't have the torque that my buddy's Talon does, but that's not why I bought it. I personally, when the Hondas first came out, I wasn't a big fan of them. I don't like the way they look. It's a proven fact that the geometry on the suspension is absolutely horrible. And I can tell you from driving that and driving this, it is night and day. If you guys haven't seen, I recommend you go to Shock Therapy. They're on YouTube, and they talk about the suspension setup on the Kawasaki. They basically break it down that when Kawasaki designed the suspension on this particular machine, that it basically has the same geometry and the same setup as a desert race truck. So it is literally the best, proven to be the best suspension of any side-by-side sport side-by-side, however you want to say it, on the market right now. That's another reason I went with this one. It comes with, the big carnivore tires on it. It comes with beadlock rims. It's pretty much set up right out of the box to shit and get. Yeah, it doesn't have the power that the other machines do, but come on, guys. I've seen 100 videos easily, and over probably 10,000 comments of everybody talking about what a turd this thing is. But last I checked, when you buy a side-by-side, you're not drag racing in the trails. You're never going to hit, I think the speed on that Talon's 76 miles an hour. You're never going to hit that in the trails. Top end on this one's 68, but you can literally get a tune for it that'll make it go faster. That doesn't really matter to me either, because like I said, you're never going to see that in the trails. When it comes down to top speed and drag racing and which one's the fastest, that's all about little dog syndrome and bragging rights. So that doesn't really concern me much. So again, that's kind of why I picked this unit. It's Kawasaki. It's literally just as reliable as the Honda, although I've heard that Honda is having problems with their sub-transmissions, which is like a $5,000 fix if you don't have the extended warranty. Whereas, everybody wants to rag on the rubber bands, but you know what? If the belt breaks, it's $150. Transmission breaks on that, it's $5,000 to get it fixed. So you can do the math. I did buy an extended warranty for this, and I actually bought it from Big Pine. If you guys have seen any of his videos on YouTube, Ruthless Motorsports, Big Pine Motorsports, same. I got it for $836 out the door. Amazing deal, because Kawasaki, the 3-year extended warranty for this is $1,700, and he's offering them right now on sale for $800, and that expires at the end of the month. I live in Ohio, He is located in Utah, and he still honored the warranty when I called in, which is great because I could not get any of my dealers in Ohio to come remotely close to what he was offering the warranties for. So, with that said, it's really quiet compared to the KRX, his little baby brother. I think it's quiet. A lot of people still say that it's noisy. I haven't experienced any heat cab like everybody's saying. They're saying that there's still heat in the cab and that it gets pretty bad, but I really haven't experienced it. And the days that I have taken it out, it's been in the 70s here in Ohio. I mean, it's only been a couple days, but I mean, I'm still taking it out, and I really haven't experienced any heat. The little bit of off-roading that I have done with it, this thing is literally like driving a Cadillac across your yard. I mean, you can't even tell that you're hitting bumps. Again, like I said, it's super smooth. The clutch on this is awesome. I'm not really too concerned about reclutching it or doing anything like that. Maybe a tune down the road, maybe. I don't know. It's super quiet. It's really roomy on the inside. And I mean, my first impressions, if you look at the trailing arms on this, the A-arms, the suspension, and then you come over here and you look at the Honda Talon, I mean, everything on that KRX makes this Honda Talon look like a toy. Don't get me wrong, I mean, I'm not totally dogging out the Honda, but I can tell you that I have driven this thing and I don't really care for it at all. When you put it in reverse, it's almost giving you whiplash when you touch the throttle. Same thing when you put it in drive. I mean, when you get down into the trails with it, it's extremely jerky. Whereas this, like I said, I haven't really had it in a whole lot of trails, but it is buttery smooth. I literally just cannot get over how smooth it is. I can't believe how beefy they've built it. I'm just highly let down by their cheap-ass roll cage that they can't seem to get past, and I don't know why it is. As far as the interior is concerned, I really like the seats. They're super comfortable. They're made with a different fabric than what comes on the KRX. They got like little grippies on them, whatever you want to call it, and I think they're just as comfortable as the KRX seats, if not more comfortable. One of the modifications that I did right off the bat was I bypassed the seatbelt switch. Now, you guys that go out and spend $30 on that bypass switch, if that's what you want to do, that's your choice. But to me, that's just stupid. You can literally take these 4 Torx screws out. When you take the 4 Torx screws out, this whole assembly will pop apart. Right inside, right here, is a little tiny black micro switch that has a lever on it. When you take this apart, you can pop that black lever out, take a piece of black electrical tape, tape it to where it's closed, put it back together, and you never have to put your seatbelt on again just to move it or ride it around your yard. I mean, as you can see, there's no seatbelt display up there flashing, so you don't have to worry about it cutting out or anything like that. I absolutely love the display on this thing. It's big, it's bright, it moves with the steering wheel. Everything on it is just, it's pretty amazing. Kawasaki did a lot of research, lot of R&D, I guess you could say, and I think they've knocked it out of the ballpark. A lot of people are saying otherwise, you know, just because they feel that they need 200 horsepower machines to take out into the trail. That, don't get me wrong, it's nice for, you know, if you're at the bottom of a hill that goes straight up in the air and you don't have a runway. I mean, it might come into play there, but I mean, outside of that, I think that this is going to serve all the purposes that I need. And yeah, so I just wanted to give you guys a quick first impressions on the machine. I haven't really, like I said, have a whole lot of time to spend with it. I'll be digging into it. If you guys have watched my channel before, I'll be doing some how-to videos. I was going to do a how-to video on installing this roof, but it was so simple. If you can't do it, you probably shouldn't be working on anything. But the roof was super easy to install. And yeah, keep your eyes peeled. I'm going to be doing some riding. We're going to be going to Hatfield McCoy this year. He's taking this. I'm taking that. We're going to be doing some Mines and Meadows review, maybe Bear Creek. Can't remember what the big one is down there in Tennessee. He went on it last year, and unfortunately I didn't have a side-by-side because I sold my Terex to buy one of these, and I was unaware with the pandemic going on that they were literally sold out everywhere. So as soon as I sold my Terex, I could not find anything in the state of Ohio, and we was halfway through the season, so I decided just to wait until spring. And I actually was starting to panic because I didn't think I was going to find one this year. Keep your eyes open though, guys. I'm going to be doing some how-tos. In case you haven't noticed, I had quite a few videos on how-tos for the Terex 2, and I had some on there for the Can-Am Maverick Trail 1000 DPS. I believe that somebody had hacked into my YouTube because all of my videos have been deleted. I don't believe that it was deleted by YouTube themselves because, well, I mean, it was just how-to videos, and I mean, so there wasn't any trademark infringement or anything like that, so I'm not sure what happened. I do have those videos backed up for anybody that's wanting to do anything to their Terex, or, you know, if they have a Can-Am Maverick Trail out there, something like that. And I also had some for Suzuki King Quad 750. I'm going to try and get those re-uploaded at some point, so keep your eyes out for that, and like and subscribe if you like my videos. And stay tuned. I'll see you guys shortly.